guys, we are here with Neil Garcia from Jake Wyatt Cigars.
Yes.
And you've heard about Jake Wyatt on our show. Hopefully you've bought some in your local lounge. Very unique cigar, very artsy.
Beautiful cigars.
Beautiful cigars.
Beautiful.
And we wanted to sit down and just have a conversation with him here at PCA 2025 and just talk about these wonderful cigars. And so, Neil, thank you for being on the show.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me, guys.
Tell me a little bit about Jake Wyatt Cigars.
Yeah, so Jake Wyatt, so we're just going into our 5th year. We launched conceptually at about 2017, 18.
Okay.
And it's a long story, we might get into it. And then started rolling, made our blends, went to our first show, year of COVID, so 2020.
Oh, yeah.
And
great timing, right?
Oh my God, of course, for a lot of people,
I did smoke a lot more cigars in 2020.
Yeah.
Doing my work on my back patio instead of going to the office, I smoked a lot of cigars that year.
Absolutely.
So, what were some of those challenges in those early years?
Well, when we started, our whole focus was an avocation.
Yeah.
Is we ended up down there. Our original family in the cigar space were all retailers. We were going to do an exclusive with one of the guys that were one of the early boutique companies. At the time, my son was playing ball. I played baseball a long time, and I was coaching the kids forever.
Yeah.
So I wasn't missing a weekend for nothing.
Right.
They finally convinced me to take a red eye to go down as long as I was left on a Sunday at a red eye, and as long as I was back by Friday night. I said, okay. We ended up down in the DR and met with Manuel and Noah from La Aurora.
Yes.
Solid guy. Yeah,
I haven't met them yet.
Oh,
no,
you got to.
No.
And he's been in the business forever. He's their master blender. But anyway, we went to La Aurora, meet with them, sitting just like us. There was about 4 of us in there. I mean, it's a big factory. And he goes across the country doing tobacconist, educational seminars, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And he walked through his seminar from seed to shelf.
Oh, yeah.
And most of us out here, we're kind of from shelf looking backwards, right?
Right.
And he was telling, obviously the history, the soil, the plant, the pure grades, everything that went into it, and it was unbelievably fascinating. So that's kind of scratched the itch way back in the day. And all of it, anyone can go down and get a cigar made at damn near any factory.
Right.
That wasn't my idea or desire.
Right.
So that kind of started the ambition of it. So then after that, it took me probably 9 months to get down there. That following year, I was down there, I think 16 times that next year.
Okay.
On Sunday and a red. I never missed any of the kids' games, but I mean, once you get obsessed with something. So that's kind of what started it. Ended up meeting our master blender through another relationship. As you guys know, it's a small world in our world.
Absolutely.
And we started making blends for mere the purpose. Oh, and I'll show you this. I don't know if we'll be able to see it on camera, but I'll pull it up while we're talking. So one of our original rollers, he used to do a lot of stuff with LFD, the Artisticos and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, beautiful.
So.
Oh, yeah.
Came back that night.
Got the MLB logo and a baseball. Yeah.
And came back the next day, and he'd made that for me overnight.
Wow.
What the heck?
Wow.
Well, this is amazing. And there was, some other stuff, some logos and stuff, just beautiful stuff on a cigar. And that was, with his skill set, we weren't going to be able to corral him to do everyday rolling. And I mean, he's a free spirit. He's an artist, as you can see. But he trained our guys, and that's what started with our accents on our cigars.
Yeah.
So that was the genesis of us doing something that we could utilize his skill set.
Well, and it stands out. I mean, when you're going through a humidor with our local lounge has about 1,500 facings in the humidor, and you're looking at them, and if you're a new smoker, you're looking at all these cigars, and they all look exactly the same. They got a different band on them, whatever. But just the artistry on the outside of the cigar
kind of
draws you in. And so for me, that catches my eye.
Yes.
But I'm gonna buy a cigar when it catches my eye, but I'm only gonna return to it when that's a good smoke.
100%.
So tell us a little bit about what's on the inside of your cigars instead of what's on the outside.
Well, that was that kind of, back to going through the history aspect of it. When I was introduced to our master blender, who's Joe Marrero, we were 2 peas in a pod almost immediately regarding his profile, his blending style, everything, and we are all about flavor. Don't get me wrong, we need some strength in cigars, but going back to the early days of smoking 25 years ago, the original the original Davidoffs that had that super cream, super elegant stuff, PGs way back in the day, the Avos way before. I mean, it's a completely different cigar now, but that creamy smoothness, at least in their original Connecticut. So we wanted to be able to capture something very flavor forward was our mentality. And when we came out with our first blend, I mean, I'll tell you the Reader's Digest version, but the Fourth Dimension was our first cigar.
Yeah, I remember that.
We rolled it in a Toro size, and we would take a couple bundles back. I would go to California. Joel he lives in Tennessee, and he's at the factory the rest of the time. A couple other guys were spread out. So you take them back, put them in the humidor, let them age.
Come on in with it. You're good, brother. You can be on camera. Sneaking that coffee in. We need it this morning. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. So anyway, so we'd let them age, and then climate's a big thing, right? So whether you're in the desert, whether you're in the East Coast or very humid environments, it's going to change. So back to the flavor aspect of that fourth dimension, we got in a position to where it would dilute, because it's going to as it ages, strength-wise. And we finally got it right. Like, yes.
Good.
And so we're going to roll out, obviously, the Toro size. And we went to just change the ratios going in for the Robusto and add a little bit for the Gordo.
Yep.
And it was a different cigar.
Oh, yeah.
So every Toro, every Vitola, every size,
makes a difference.
So we blended everything. We do no universal blends at all, meaning you just change the wrapper.
Right.
And even every size has different quantities and ratios to make sure we maintain our signature.
That same signature flavor through the whole thing.
Flavor,
That's wise. Tell us a little bit about a couple of your offerings. So how many offerings do you have right now? And just highlight 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, so we have 2 collections.
Yep.
We have our gourmet collection, which has 5 lines.
Right.
We have a Connecticut, 2 Habanos, our San Andreas, which is the Herbert Spencer, and our Candela. Our Candela, which is
listen, I'm not a huge Candela fan.
Most people aren't. I wasn't either.
Absolutely love that cigar. Absolutely love it. The only other one I've ever liked, I'm not going to mention the other company, it's extremely hard to get.
Yep.
And when I found that one, I was like, holy cow, this is my go-to Candela when I want one, which is about a couple times a month, but wonderful cigar.
I appreciate
it. Especially in the morning.
Yeah, in the morning it's a great first one with your coffee.
And damn near every morning I go through my emails when I get to the office. I light up this exact cigar, Corona Gora, and a coffee.
Nice.
And go to work. Which took us about a year to screw around with.
Absolutely.
Because the Candela, beautiful wrapper.
Yes, it is.
Aesthetically,
yes, it is.
It's unfermented, so it's young. You can't get rid of all that grassy herbalness. And then, with the San Andreas Maduro accents on it, it just popped. But like you were saying, if it doesn't taste good, it really doesn't.
I'm gonna smoke it once.
Yep.
If it's a good smoke, as far as the way it draws, the way it feels, holding its ash, that kind of thing, I'll finish the cigar.
Right.
But I'm not going back to it.
Exactly.
And so that when you've got something that's different, something unique, I'm gonna come back to it if it's great. If it smokes well, it tastes great. So that's an awesome cigar.
Yeah.
And so the Icarus. Now that's a very unique cigar.
Very unique.
Yeah.
That's what Steve's smoking now. And same thing. So the gourmet collection, and then our second collection is the connoisseur.
Yep.
Connoisseur has 3 lines in it.
Okay.
And this, I'm huge on information from our retail partners, and obviously our blending style is what it really comes down to. But our lithium was the first cigar in our connoisseur collection. It's super complex.
Yep.
A lot of nuances throughout it. Unbelievable. We designed it specifically for the retrohale, where you're going to get a lot of those flavors. Our Maverick, super bold, full body, full strength, but still our signature flavor throughout the cigar. But this was a fun project. Joel came across this tobacco out of another gentleman that has 3 generations of growing Tennessee fire-cured tobacco in Tennessee, obviously. And we came across this leaf. When we get off the camera, I'll show you. This became an obsession because the leaf is wrapper quality. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
But as you guys know, I don't know if you ever smoked anything fire-cured.
We have.
That much of it, and I was done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know if I wanted to mention. I was almost just going to say undisclosed.
Because
and
let people discover that. Yeah.
Right. And that gets into our Herbert Spencer, right? Herbert Spencer was an English philosopher, had a famous quote. Nothing will keep a man in everlasting ignorance. That principle is contempt prior to investigation. Right? In other words, don't knock until you try it. And I was the same way with the Candela. No thanks, not interested. And we say, here's
same way with the fire cure.
Same thing with the. So I am curious. So that is San Andreas Dominican Olor binder. It's got some Pennsylvania Criollo Piloto in the filler and about a half a leaf of Tennessee fire cured, just to give it a touch of mesquite. It's not overpowering at all. And it's not going to be anything like you're smoking a barbecue, if you will.
Right.
And it's done great for us.
It has.
And we're releasing that in the Solomon. We actually pre-release our boxes are on the way.
So that was one of my questions: is what are you doing at the show? What's the big release? So that's your main release?
That's the main release. So the Icarus comes in a Robusto, Corona Gorda, and a Toro.
Right.
And we have the pre-release of the Solomon, which was a high request from a lot of our retailers. And we aim to please if we can do it.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, Neil, thank you so much for your time.
It's a pleasure,
it has been an absolute pleasure to meet you and have you on the show. We love what you're doing. We love the direction that Jake Wyatt's going in. And man, just keep it up.
For sure. One question.
Yes.
Where'd that name come from? I kind of know, but I want to hear you say it.
Yeah, so it was, Jake is my son.
Okay.
Wyatt was our original partner's son. We named it after the boys, and we can go into naming conventions for days. But we have 22 count boxes. I played baseball a long time. My brother did. Now my son did. And that's my son's contribution. We all wore jersey number 22. So
excellent.
Last question. Who's your baseball team?
I'm a California boy, so obviously Angels and Dodgers. Angels first. I hate to say it because we've been in the tank, but obviously Dodgers second.
He's a big Dodger. Well,
I'm a Dodger guy through and through. Don't get me wrong.
He's a Dodgers fan now.
Yeah.
He just jumped the bandwagon with the World Series.
I'm a Dodgers fan even after last night.
Yeah.
No, what was that?
What was that?
And the kid pitched pretty good too.
Yeah.
They scored. Yeah, it was crazy.
There's some infighting here. Yankees fan. And
we feel bad.
Listen, you're gonna hate me even more. I'm an Astros fan.
That's okay.
So I was in Houston for a number of years, and
9 times
I was there. I was there through
these
the three.
These two teams are probably the two lowest on my totem pole. You two did?
Yeah.
But the old saying when I played is, and I knew a lot of great guys, everyone hates the Yankees till you play for them. And Steinbrenner took care of his players, boy.
That's the truth. My wife grew up with Lance Berkman, and I mean, I'm kind of required to.
Understood.
So, absolutely. Brother Neil, thank you so much.
Pleasure, gentlemen.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
You got it.